welcome to continued coverage of the Extreme Festival, proudly brought to you by G&H Transport, Autobahn, Dunlop, and Silverton Bolton Nut. We head back to the arena of motorsport Zwartkops, and it looks like we're going to be in for a great day's racing as always. But with the Extreme Festivals, it's not always about the action out on track. There's lots to see and do, particularly for the kids and the moms. And here at Zwartkops, they go all out to ensure that everybody has an entertaining day. Final preparations now as we head into our first category of racing, the G&H Transport Extreme Supercars. At the front end of this battle, Charles Ranges has been the man to catch, but all of a sudden, there's a man from Cape Town who's stepped up and come to play. The Jogga Porsche of Johan Engelbrecht will be in the hunt at the front end of this field. And it's a welcome return for Dion du Plessis in the KTM Crossbow.
I decided to take a year or two break, have some holidays, have some long weekends. I did Kili, I'm overseas on business because you have to make money to race. And I had a bit of an eye operation, so now I can race without glasses. Actually great now. So I'm doing this one, hopefully I'll be doing the Kailami and one as well. And let's see next year where the races fit in, I'll do them.
Going straight into race number one now, and looks like the Pirelli Lamborghini has been outgunned. Yes, indeed. It's German power up the inside into turn one. And the Jogga Porsche of Engelbrecht has got to the front end and leads things out. Around the outside comes Sept also making a welcome return to the Extreme Supercars. Oh, and Campos gets forced wide right from the word go. A couple of guys being forced wide there. Willem van der Westhuizen was one of them. And it looks like the Kanonkop. And, well, I can tell you something. There's just chaos in the midfield here as we go on board here with Gianni Giannacaro. He just forces his way past and sneaks up the inside of the recovering Roy Campos at the front end of the field. The first four getting away. Darren Winterboer under a bit of pressure there. That's Gianni's old car. Of course, that we're seeing the extra shoes man, Adrian Dalton, fighting in now. And on his tail is Davy Olivier. Let's go on board here with Dion du Plessis as we go into turn two. This is where it all went wrong. Oh, looks like Willem van der Westhuizen tried to go up the inside of Dion du Plessis. He had nowhere to go. Here we go. This is Willem van der Westhuizen's point of view. There you go. He forces him a little bit wide, right off the circuit, and squeezes himself, the Ferrari and the KTM Crossbow, into the side of Roy Campos. Those cars had nowhere to go. Speaking of nowhere to go, going up to second place now and fighting hard with Sav is that Lamborghini. And I can tell you something, Charles Ranges is fired up. He doesn't want to lose out here to the man from Cape Town. He's made up one position and gone to second. And Ranges now looking to sneak up and get past the Jogga Porsche, who leads things out now under braking into turn two. Sav Gutteri goes onto the braking markers and goes defensive to keep out that 430 of Jonathan du Toit. A bit further back, here come the G&H boys, and they're in full effect. You've got Kurt Bakewell fighting there with Mark du Toit, just behind Paul Hill in the Calix BMW. But it's this man that leads things out in terms of that class. All about Darren Winterboer fighting with Olivier. Nice little BMW battle here, and in fact there's three of them. And just behind them comes that magnificent Porsche of Oliver Delay. On board here with Darren Winterboer, under braking up into the top, into Sassel corner. And no problems at all here for the Barons man. Problems at the front though. Change up for the lead as they get into G&H Transport corner. Great move up the inside, and Aranges hits the front. Starts to pull a little bit of a margin, but Engelbrecht comes straight back at him. Great drive there from Johan Engelbrecht, trying to sneak straight back up on the inside of that Lamborghini. And that Gallardo Trofeo is under pressure. Nice drive here from the GD2R. Absolutely amazing stuff, and great to have him here up from Cape Town to be part of this Extreme Festival. Adrian Dalton looking for a way around Olivier. In fact, he's lost out one position there. Olivier has just snuck through. Battle of the prancing horses there. Jimmy Giannacaro fighting at this stage with Andre van der Merwe, as we see Ricky Giannacaro unfortunately pulling into pit lane there in the M Coupe. Problem there, and the fourth of the G&H Transport cars. Round turn four, continued battle with the BMs. The Lamborghini just getting away and has dominated at the front end. Perfectly done there for Charles Ranges, beating out Johan Engelbrecht. Jonathan du Toit comes through for third place with Nicky Dix winning out the Class A's in fourth, and Darren Winterboer winning Class B in fifth. We caught up with Johan Engelbrecht to take us through race one.
I had a very good start. I got the Lamborghini on the start. Managed to keep him behind me for a couple of laps, but if you start too defensive, it can become a bit dangerous, and I don't like that, so rather let the guy go. But Charles drove very well. He's very quick through the little complex up at the top here, so well done to Charles.
A good outing and a welcome return for Simon Murray.
Oh, it was awesome. It's so cool to be back in such a nice, quick, well-sorted car. It was brilliant. The guys driving was great. It was flipping hot out there with the tin top on the car. I'm used to having something a little bit more open, but it was incredible. I'm really going to be back again soon.
Well, race 2 coming up very shortly, but a couple of teams having to do some work there, particularly the teams that were involved in the mayhem down at turn 2. Let's see whether or not they can get those cars all sorted out. Willem van der Westhuizen seems pretty much like he's got his car sorted out. Let's see whether Dion du Plessis and the Nathan's Motorsport team get that little KTM Crossbow back up and tracking. And I'm sure Roy Campos will be in the hunt as they head across the line for race to start. Gianni Giannacaro is up in the third place. Incredible start there from him. Campos is back in it and goes, side by side with Willem van der Westhuizen. Got a little tag there from Van der Westhuizen. I think Campos will just try and drive out of it. Watch for the big bump there. There's a massive bump as you come out of that kiddie litter. Campos fortunate to just hang on and manages to get back on track. How, I don't know. But he's right at the back of the field now with a huge mountain to climb and lots of cars to get through, to get to the front end of this field. The front end have gone through. This is the mid-pack. Once again, Darby Olivier, Willem van der Westhuizen back in the mix. And he, of course, will now be looking to try and recover after a dismal outing in the first one. Darren Winterberg is right on his tail. He's got Olivier just ahead, so he's kind of the meat in the sandwich between the two BMWs. The Baby Beamer leading things out in terms of the BMW battle, other than, of course, his stablemate a bit further up the field there in third place, Gianni Giannacaro. Once again, it's Engelbrecht who got the whole shot, and he leads across the line. I wonder if Charles Orangis is going to let him have a little bit more time at the front than he did in the first one, or he's going to make it as quickly as possible to the front end for the Stradale Motorsport team. In third place, it's Gianni Giannacaro in the G&H Transport car. Right on his tail, Trans-Africa Racing's Jonathan du Toit. Nicky Dix pushing hard and coming through the field nicely is, of course, Adrian Dalton in the extra shoes BMW. BMW battle with the Ferraris. We go on board with Willem van der Westhuizen tucked in just behind Dion du Plessis. You can see the KTM Crossbow is back on track. A great job there from the team to get it back onto the racing, and looks like it's going to be looking for a chance here to possibly spoil the day for a couple of those Class A competitors. At the top end of the field and up in a Sassel corner, late braking from Engelbrecht keeps Orangis at bay, and it doesn't look like Charles has an answer just yet, but we know he had a couple of extra seconds over Johan Engelbrecht as we go on board here with the Jogger Jogger Cafe Porsche man, and he's pushing hard. You can see a slight change up in that cockpit. If you've seen any onboard footage of that car previously, he normally had a stick shift. They've now changed to the paddle shift, so he's still getting used to that. And they've also toned the power down. It can run about 600 kilowatts, that Porsche, and he's probably running at about 450 at the moment. So he does have the ability to run with Charles Orangis, but he's just here to have some fun, and he's concentrating a little bit later on, of course, for the 3 hour. Now as they come down to braking markers, Dion du Plessis is under massive pressure, and it's the 430 Ferrari up his inside. Bit of smoke out of the KTM Crossbow. And Dalton's gone a little bit haywire. He's parked it at turn 8. This could call for a safety car. Yes, Pretoria Toyota has been called for, and that means we're going to be under safety car for about 2 laps. Safety car peels off, and once again we get going. But as you can see, a couple of cars got caught between first and second. One of them is Oliver Delay. The other one just up the road there looks like it's Jimmy Giannacaro in that 430 Ferrari of his. No worries at all for Engelbrecht as he just makes hay while the sun shines to get through on that first Porsche. He's now still got to find a way through on Jimmy Giannacaro, and he's done that relatively easily. So has Jonathan du Toit. Up the inside comes Nicky Dix. Nicky Dix under a bit of pressure now from Willem van der Westhuizen. Look at where Roy Campos has got to. Great drive from Campos, just hanging in there. Just ticking them off one by one, even though he was forced wide earlier on. He's now found an opportunity. Here comes Dion du Plessis sneaking through on delay in the Marlboro Crane Hire Porsche. And he gets up one more position. So we're looking at Dion du Plessis up into a top 6 there. Great recovery. Darren Winterberg looking to take his class overall for the day. He's already taken a victory in Class B, and he's miles ahead of second place Class B at the moment. In fact, he's just lapped second place in Class B right there. That is Oliver Delay. Now they come up to the braking markers and through turn 5. Look how close Roy Campos has got. He's looking for a chance to sneak through on those 3 cars. The flag is out though. Has he got enough time? It looks like it's easy and plain sailing once again for Stradale Motorsport and that Pirelli Lamborghini beating out Johan Engelbrecht. Jonathan du Toit takes third place. Nicky Dix comes through for the win in Class A once again in 4th, and all the way down in 8th place, Class B winner Darren Winterberg.
This weekend, none of this is possible, obviously, without my awesome workshop, without my dad. And then, obviously, Pirelli, you know, most of the extreme guys this weekend run on Pirelli. And great product, man. I mean, to be able to do what we did in half an hour, and I can promise you, we can probably do another race on them, is just fantastic.
Phenomenal racing coming out of the G&H Transport Extreme Supercars. They head down to Cape Town on the 24th of September for the next round there, and that goes to Johan Engelbrecht's hometown. Join us after the break though, as we catch up with more action from the Extreme Festival.